ready to take your trucking business to the next level? With Truck.Pro, you get access to the best load board in the game, giving you the tools to find higher paying loads and streamline your operation. And right now, you can try the Pro plan free for 30 days, a $159 value. Click the link in the description to claim your free Pro plan and start making smarter moves for your trucking business today.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on? Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. It was, I think, 2 people in the back. I don't know where they went, but link is still pinned to the top of the chat. You guys can go ahead and call back up. First come, first serve. Link pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get this roll call. What's going on? Shout out to Daniel Morris. What's going on? Shout out to Dante representing. You already know what Dante representing. You already know
Chicago, nigga.
Shout out to SD Walk. Shout out to Rich representing the Creole.
The Chicago, nigga.
Shout out to Ish. What was that? I get paid to wait. What up? Shout out to Go Logistics. Shout out to Swerving. What up? Shout out to Big Hearn. Shout out to Jonathan representing Boogie Down. Shout out to all the MGM members. Shout out to all the moderators. Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to Trader Legends. Shout out to all the MGMs. Shout out to Thomas Fowler. Shout out to Andrew Green representing Jersey, New Jersey Drive. Shout out to Starboy Alex. What's going on? Shout out to Kenny. What's good? $1 Million Nat representing South Cat. Is that South Kakalaki? What they call it? South Kakalaka? Is that South Kakalaka? What is it called? Shout out to Co representing New Orleans in the house. Shout out to William Sweet representing Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to Ro. Happy to be back. What's good? Shout out to Dave. All right, man. With some people in the back, they had called up. I let them up during the intro, and then soon as the disclaimer came on, they jumped off. Excuse me. All right. Y'all welcome to come back. First come, first serve. I ain't going to be here all night. I know I say that all the time, but I mean it. The last couple of times I've been sticking to it, and I do have to be off before. Well, I should be off way before midnight, but I got to be off before midnight. So come on in. I know we getting started about an hour and a half late than normal, and I know I haven't done one in about 2 weeks. But link pinned to the top of the chat. Whoever that was in 2 people that was back there earlier, welcome to call back. Shout out to Isaiah. Shout out to Bill Bob. Shout out to Spoken. Shout out to Chris. Yeah, we back. Shout out to all the MGMs. What's going on? Yeah, we here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. This is the call-in show. This is episode 1 of season 3. So this is season 3, episode 1. And we looking. Shout out to Hero Charm. What up? Yeah. All right, call-in show. Like I said, those people that was called up earlier that was in the back during the intro at the beginning while I was still getting stuff together, you're welcome to call back. That link is pinned to the top. We're going to put it in the bottom again. I think there's a lot of people out the box truck business. I think the hype is officially over with. It's definitely officially over with. I think things are back to normal. Took some years for that hype to die down. The tax hype wasn't as that many people didn't come in this tax season as the previous year. Obviously, the previous year was less than the year before that, and obviously the year before that was less than the year before that. So I think the box truck hype it's officially died down. I think as far as the hype is concerned, it's gone. I think things are back to normal. I think the people that want to come into this business, that can afford to come into this business, whether they're, they've done their research, whether they're coming in ignorantly or not, are going to be those people that can absolutely positively afford to do so. Even the people who come in ignorant, that think that 5,000, even that 5,000 is, I see it's kind of hard for people to come by nowadays. So a lot less people coming in. This tax season didn't see that influx of new entrants. So it's just, an indicator of where we are right now, as far as economically, which ultimately, is going to, affect, you know, you know, things like this, people having the money to come into this business. So, but nonetheless, we back with season 3. We're gonna trudge through this season. 20 episodes. Hopefully we can get through season 3 by, what is this, May? Hopefully we can be done with season 3 by, let's see, we started season 2 in like November, beginning of November, October, November. It took us to May. So 6 months. So let's say June, July, August, September, October, November. Let's see if we can get through season 3 by November. It takes about 6 months for me to get through 20 episodes. So, all right, well, we're here, season 3. Let's see if we can get a couple callers today. I know it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for the notifications to go out for the people who want to come up. Every time, every week, there's always people in the comments, when is the next one? When is the next one? I want to call up. And then we have to wait 20, 30 minutes for them to realize it's live, for them to come and call up. But other than that, how's everybody doing? Hope life is good. I've been chilling, trying to get through these allergies. The weather don't know what it want to do. One day it's 80, and the next day it's 80. Now it's back to 50. So I don't know. Weather don't know what it want to do, and it's killing my allergies. Other than that, I'm good. Shout out to Ty in the building. Shout out to Daniel Morris. Who else we got? Did I see anybody else come in? I think I said what's up to Hero Charm. Yeah, man. Yeah. What's going on though? How's everybody doing? When was the last time I streamed? About a week ago. That the Race to the Bottom stream. Yeah, it was the last time I streamed. Race to the Bottom. That was a good stream. I got in and got out. That was a good stream. All right, we waiting for the first person to call up. Link pinned to the top of the chat. You dig? I see some people in the chat talking about basketball. Call in show. I don't got really no monologue. The monologues that I do got, I want to hold them for when I actually do live streams that I could talk about those things. But just some in between stuff, I don't got nothing. I'm just ready to cook up with the first person. Shout out to Marie. People still talking about basketball. All right, who we got? Let's see who we got. Ooh, that's the wrong one. Oh, I'm putting the wrong button. Let's see. Yo. What's up?
Oh shit. I'm on there.
Yeah. What
Oh
up?
damn. What's up, bro?
What up, man?
So
what's
I just got on the live like just right now. So I don't know what y'all been talking about thus far, but I got a lot of questions for you for sure. Ever since I found your channel.
Well, that's what's up. Let's get to it then. Let's get to it.
Alright, so I've been looking into the box truck business for the past year. I just started doing like my research on it and like everything I need to do and how much I'm gonna need and all that. So right now I'm getting my plan together on like basically like how I'm gonna start with starting off and everything. So I've been going on your channel, starting off with obviously the price range I would like about how much capital I would need, and then basically like all the requirements as far as with the FMSCA and I think you said like something like a DOC 3 or something like that. So yeah, I'm just doing all that right now. Um, but while I'm doing that, I'm working a job right now, and it's actually driving box trucks, uh, for somebody in their company. So and it's almost like he said like basically I'm gonna be leasing a truck from him, and then just paying him for the truck and the insurance, I guess, and then um we split the money on the loads type thing.
Okay.
But with that plan right there, or with that being said right there, where could you fill in and add some input to guide me in the most efficient direction?
Wait, so you working for somebody right now in a box truck?
Well, yeah, it's all lace stuff. Actually not. I can't say like I'm already doing it. I literally just started like last week. And it's through a family friend.
What they got you doing?
Um, I just as of this far, I just got acclimated with driving like the 16 footers and stuff. Just so they could see that I know how to like handle those and stuff. I guess. So that's what we did the whole first week. And then now I'm gonna start taking out loads tomorrow.
Okay. So you want to know about what? Start your own business?
Yeah, cause that's the ultimate goal. I'm really just doing this right now because I needed a job, and it coincides with what I'm trying to do. Um, business wise as well as it's what I'm trying to open up as well.
So I think you're in the best spot. I think you need to work there, work really hard, and while you're working, I think you need to soak up as much information as you can from a in
So
the
starting
field
off with
standpoint. I think from an in the field standpoint, from an operational standpoint. So even the stuff that you see the whoever you're working for doing behind the scenes, how they communicate, from an operational perspective, from a human
yeah,
resource perspective, from a networking perspective, the stuff that you're doing in the field, paying attention to what you're actually doing, maybe the companies that you're going to. I don't know if you're doing like, is it just you on the truck or is it two guys on the truck?
no, it's just me.
It's just you. So what you doing?
Yeah,
Like dropping off pallets or something? What actually are you doing?
I believe so. I haven't actually got my first load yet, but I believe it's
What did they tell you were gonna be doing?
I do know the loads that he's getting. They come off of the load board. He uses DAT and a couple other load boards, and he
So is it
has
local
a
or is it cross country? Are you going
local
out of
right
town?
now, local. But when I
So
open up mine, uh-huh,
so you doing local work in a 16 footer off a load board?
26 footer.
Oh, I thought you said 16 foot. So it's a 26 footer. All right, where
Yeah,
you located at?
Los Angeles.
So you doing local work off a load board in Los Angeles. And what is this? Every day? Did he tell you what days a week you're gonna be working?
Um, nah, he just said cause like tomorrow's gonna be my first day taking loads, for example, and so he said basically in the morning he's gonna start looking for loads and he's gonna let me know when basically I get a load, and then uh, um I'm gonna get that one, I guess, and then take that one, and then yeah,
So
he
you ain't
looking.
did no training or nothing.
Nah, that's what we did last week, or well, this week technically, but yeah.
Well, what last week or this week? Or is this week last week? Because I'm
Well,
confused.
cause today's still Sunday, so every day before Sunday leading up, you feel me? That's technically still this week. So
No,
this whole
no, it
week,
ain't. This is a new week. Sunday is the first day of the week. This is a new
well, you
week.
you right, but
So
business days, the week start on Monday. I thought
yeah. So did you
so
train last week or did you training this week?
this week.
So you ain't did nothing on the truck with Buddy.
As far as getting loads, but as far as learning how to use the lift gate and actually driving the truck and um, the basic functions like how to apply the brake and stuff, the air or yeah, the emergency brake or whatever, like just
Okay.
getting acclimated with
So
the truck.
so is he going out with you this week, or he gonna send you out on your own once he finds you a load tomorrow?
Oh no, he's sending me on the load by myself tomorrow. He's been out with me all week this week.
He's sending you on a load by yourself tomorrow,
Yes.
and it's gonna be
He been
local.
correct. Local means like in the state, right?
Yeah. Well, local, yeah, within the state, local within your city. Not just say
Okay.
not crossing state lines. Just say not crossing state lines. If you
Okay,
come
yeah.
home and you sleep in your bed, if you're able to come home and sleep in your bed, that's local.
Well, that's just because California big, so sometimes we be having loads
Well,
from
what
LA.
what what I'm saying? Are you coming home or are you gonna be out?
Sometimes I'm be coming home.
So you, so what are you
Oh,
doing?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. No, yeah, I'm gonna be coming home. Yeah, I'm gonna be coming home. I see what you're saying now.
Okay. All right. So what you should do is you should learn from whoever you working for. Just learn as much as you can, bro. It don't sound like you're gonna get much training. Sound like you're gonna have to feel your way through a lot of stuff on your own. So as you working for this person, I think you need to pay attention and learn the good and learn the bad. Like if you starting tomorrow and you going out in the field tomorrow, me personally, you would have had at least a couple weeks, a week, at least a minimum a week where you would have been on the truck before you went out by yourself. So that's something too that
That's
you want
that's
to pay
this
attention
week.
to. Huh?
That- That's what we did this week.
That's what you did this week? You said
Yeah.
that's what you did. Did this what you did is like past tense, but then you saying this week and this the first day of the week. This is why I'm confused because you speaking
Okay,
in
I see what you're saying.
like
All right,
you
last week. Last week. All
this what
last
we
week.
did this week. Like what? Dude, it's the first day. What you talking about?
Well, cause not everybody think it's Sunday is the first day, so like I just be stuck with like stuck in that mode almost like just from repetition of saying like, oh, on Monday is the beginning of the week. But
Type
I know
shit.
what you mean. So
Type
like
shit.
I just seen
Type
a
shit.
video too where you just learned that word.
Yeah, type shit.
It's
Because
funny
I'm
to
trying
me,
to
dude.
learn. Like the past
Type
is
shit.
now,
I
and now
feel
is
you.
past. With you type shit. Type shit. I'm
Type
trying to catch up
shit.
with y'all. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So
I,
last
I
week is this week is last week, right? Is basically what you're saying. Or this week that's coming up is last
yeah.
week, but
Last
it's really
week.
this week type shit.
So all last week, he was on the truck with me driving and
Okay.
showing me how to park. And, we was putting the cons up, acting like I got to park in between trailers and stuff you know, at the warehouse and stuff. Like we was doing stuff like that all last week. And so
Bet.
tomorrow is when I take out my first load.
Bet.
And then that's
Bet.
going to
All
be
right.
just local.
All right.
But
Yeah.
the overall premise is to start my own thing. And how I wanted to start out is with just one box truck or even a cargo van, whichever one I like. Good, whichever I can allot the money for at the time. But I just what's been real shaky for me is like finding an exact number of how much I should start out with and where everything goes plus everything that like I need with it. Like like how because I was just watching another video. I haven't got through the whole live. It's like 4 hours, but it was like one of your lives that was like 4 hours. But you was saying like
Mhm.
a whole bunch of stuff that I never knew that you even needed to get, and so it was like though it's just a lot of things that I gotta factor in, and you don't know what you don't know. So I just be trying to do as much research as I can, but with having you on the phone right now, it make it a lot easier to like just ask you directly like how much do I need and what do I need to get.
Well, you're gonna need a lot of money, bro. I can't really give you an exact number because I'm gonna tell you this: that $5,000 shit, that's out the window, right? If I was coming into this business now, knowing what I know, especially going OTR, Me personally, I would at least want to have probably $25,000-$30,000 saved up, at least.
Okay.
All right, at least, right? So you gotta have enough money to float the business. The reason a lot of people fail in this business so fast is because they don't have any money. It's just like any other business you start. You know what I'm saying? You have to factor the cost of the learning curve and the mistakes that you're gonna make at the beginning and the things you just don't know. And all that stuff costs, right? If you come in with just enough money, that's not enough money. You see what I'm saying? You can't come into a business winging it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's things that are just gonna happen. I can't, I can give you a bunch of scenarios, but there's always gonna be things that don't happen. But for the most part, for new people, the biggest cost for new people is just the learning curve within itself. So
Yeah.
ignorance is a bill when you new in
Sure.
business. You know what I'm saying? And it can be costly depending on how ignorant you are. Um, I normally tell people, especially young people like uh, you want to start from humble beginnings and work your way up. So, a lot of people want to come in with the 26-foot box truck, but if that's not your reality from a financial perspective, it's okay to start off small and work your way up to that. I think that way you have more chances of being successful than coming in with not enough money trying to wing it with this big piece of equipment that you really have a lack of knowledge on, and as far as a lack of knowledge within the business itself, and trying to float that uh just on a whim. I see so many young guys fail. I've
Right.
been doing these live streams and just YouTube content for a little over 3 years now, and like 98% of the people that come up, they don't last, bro.
Yeah. So, MB, for one, I always see where it's like the areas like with people like that. I try to see where the areas I could learn from, man. Because like you said, it is a high rate with that. But I got the type of mindset to
But it's
where
a
it's like,
reason why. It's a reason why it's a high rate.
oh,
Remember the
for
reason what
sure,
I said. So,
for sure.
so
That's why I should my overall intention is to just gain as much knowledge that I can before I get into it. And then that way, when I get into it, it's gonna be almost like I've been doing this because I know I'm gonna lack the experience for sure, but it's
mhm,
gonna um, like how I'm working in a field right now to where it's like I'm working with box trucks already. That's going
mhm,
all I'm doing right here is just everything that I'm ignorant to, asking those
mhm.
questions,
Yeah.
listening in on different conversations, and boom, boom, boom. But when I do start mine, I did
Mhm.
want to and correct me on what the most efficient way is. I was thinking about starting off with renting, and I don't know if that's the best way to go, or if
you
I should
know,
just get my finance a truck, or how I should do that.
renting is going to eat up a lot of your margin. A lot of the guys that come in now that rent, they don't make it. That's one of the reasons why a lot of guys don't make it. The margins are very, very thin, you know,
Okay,
already in this industry to begin with, right? So you want to kind of reduce your overhead as much as possible and have like more of a good financial solid plan when you come in. Once upon a time, I'm old enough and been in this industry long enough to I could tell you that once upon a time you could run a successful box truck business with a rental truck. But this is back when they were giving you 1,500 free miles a week, and you can get a 26 footer for $450 a week. You know what I'm saying? And this is a decade or so ago. You know what I'm saying? So during that time period when this industry wasn't as popularized as it is now, when people's mindsets weren't, all, I gotta have my own business and shit like that. When these rental companies weren't written, the requests for these trucks weren't as high as it is now. That was what the market rate was. But now, because of the pandemic and that lingering hype and popularity, uh, the rates, and then inflation too, the rates are higher. I don't think they throw in those free miles anymore. So, and with the cost of operation that has risen over the years, but the rates are still the same as they were a decade ago. You have to you have to you have to make sure that your overhead is as low as possible, and this is why uh, renting, I don't think is no longer a good option, especially if you're coming in uh, on the new. I think you probably want to save up enough money and acquire a truck, uh, an affordable truck coming in.
Shit
I
off.
just think the rentals are just going to eat up too much of your profit margin.
Okay. Should I finance it or get it cash?
Me, I'm gonna tell you, I'm like I tell everybody that watch my channel, cash is king. I mean, my
That's
first trucks, I was buying them cash, but this is over a decade ago, so trucks, they weren't as expensive as they are now. You know what I'm saying? So you can get a 26 footer, the average 26 footer that's going for 50,000 now, you could get for $25,000. $25,000 was like 25, 27, 28 was like creme de la creme. What you getting for 20, $30,000 now is getting 26 footers for 15, 16, 17,000 then. So, uh, I would recommend, if you can afford to get it cash, get it cash. But if you have to finance, then finance. Just make sure that you finance, your terms are good. Financing a 26-foot truck, you're probably going to have to go through um, some type of third party personal lender. So, for instance, like if you go to like a Ryder or Penske, they'll put you with a broker, and then they'll find you this institution that will finance the truck for you, which is not a traditional bank. So it's similar to like a hard money loan. It's going to be, they're gonna buy the truck for you, and they're gonna give you a hard number on what they want. They know what they want to make already. So it's gonna come with prepayment penalties. If you pay the truck off early, you still got to pay it in full. Things of that nature. It's not like getting something from like a Wells Fargo or GMC Financial or an Ally or BOA or Chase financing it. It's a different ball game. So you want to read through the contract if you go that way, because I've seen these contracts. I seen one, actually, a guy in the last video clip I put up. His contract was that once he was done paying it, if he didn't write them a notice, I think 120 days prior to the last payment, he had to return the truck. He had to write them a letter 120 days before the last payment stating that he was going to keep the truck. And if he didn't write it, it automatically they automatically going to deem it that he was turning it in, and he had to turn it in at the end of the payment. They would treat it like a lease. Like, I looked
yeah.
at the contract and read it and everything. So you have to read these things through. I would
Okay.
recommend cash though. I would recommend cash. I would recommend save up enough money and buy
Do
cash
that.
if you can. You said
Sure.
what?
So like I said, that's exactly what I'm gonna do then. Sure.
Make sure y'all hit that like button. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would work really, really hard. If you could save up the money, save up the money.
Definitely so, for sure. All right. So you said start out with about like 25, 30,000. Yeah.
That's a good starting point. I mean, more doesn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? More don't
Feel that.
hurt, but
I
but
feel that.
right, that's a good starting point with a good cushion. If you are a savvy businessman, and you know how to work your number with that 30 piece, then
Yeah.
yeah. Now, if you don't know how to work your number with that 30 piece, you could blow through that. I know somebody that blew through 30. I've met a lot of people doing content. I've heard a lot of stories. A lot of people have been in that same spot where you're sitting over the course of the last 3 years. So, You know, if you go through a lot of
Yeah.
my content, it's a lot of wild stories. So I'm not just making up scenario like some of these wild. These are real case studies that
Yeah.
have come up. You know what I'm saying? So I've had somebody 30 had a guy last year
I,
blow through 50,000. Oh, he was an older guy. He blew through 50,000. So yeah,
damn.
yeah. So,
That would hurt my soul right there. I ain't gonna lie.
but that's just
That would hurt my
educate.
soul.
That's just. But see, a lot of that is due to one investing into something that you don't understand, right? Not enough
Right.
research. A lot of people they jump into this, and I don't know what you about 26 or something like that, 25, 26, 27.
Ball.
25, right? So
Yeah,
I'm good. I could just look at you and tell, just listen to how you talk, look at you. 25. The drugs
type
ain't
shit.
the drugs ain't got to you too much with age. I seen you hit. Was you just hitting something?
The vape.
Oh, you hitting
Yeah.
the vape. See,
Yeah,
you hit that another 5 years, it's gonna age you 5 years, pimp. You dig what I'm saying? So you might want to lay off of that. You dig what I'm saying?
But black
You
don't
see what I'm
crack,
saying?
so that's why we
Yeah,
be
yeah.
struggling.
It don't crack if you do what you're supposed to do. See, how old you
Right.
think I am? How old you think I am?
Hey, not gonna lie, I definitely would have. When you said you was 40, I ain't believe it. I definitely would have thought you was like 23, 24,
All right,
25.
so you dig what I'm saying? That's because I'm gonna live that healthy lifestyle. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't do none of that. I might hit the nail in the 1942 on social occasions. Like I ain't just around here with a bottle sitting on the couch. You dig what I'm saying? Drinking. Like I ain't drank. I ain't had a drink. I can't even remember. Whatever the last time I had, it's like some type of social whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but you
Yeah.
know, black don't crack if you do what you're supposed to do. I done seen some. It's a guy that came up on this show last year. He was 34. He looked like he was 54. Life fucking him up. You dig what I'm
Like,
saying? Life
fuck.
fucking him up. You dig what I'm saying? So I didn't give him a hard time. Sometimes I just let life kick a motherfucker in their ass. You dig what I'm
I
saying?
feel you.
But he looked like he was 54 and he was 10 years younger than me. You see what I'm saying? So that all depends on if you do what you supposed to do. You take care of your body gonna take care of you. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like your truck. If you take care of your truck gonna take care of you. You take care of your business gonna take care of you. You see what I'm saying? So your body is your temple. God, gave it to you. You dig what I'm saying? You gotta take care of it.
For sure, for sure. I got you. I ain't gonna lie, like I came for the trucking advice, but I definitely do need to like be a little healthier because I just like once you start, I don't know, like when I got out of playing sports, like that's when you know everything just not necessarily went out the window, but like I just didn't really tend to my health more as much because it was always like shoot, it was like grind mode, and so it's like you're gonna eat cheaper food, so you're gonna settle for the cakes and you feel me, the 50 cent cakes, you feel me,
Yeah.
some noodles,
Can't see when you running a business, you can't afford to be sick. See, when you working for a job, you can call off and you can leave those problems on the business owner. When you running a business, especially on the new and you building a business at the very beginning, you can't afford to be sick. You can't afford to take days off. A lot of these guys that come up don't even got health insurance. You see what I'm saying? Because their margins are so small they can't afford it. You dig what I'm saying? So when you building a business, especially during the grind times, you can't really afford to be sick. So you have to take that into consideration too, that you got to make sure you stay healthy because you got to work, you got to build. You probably going to be getting less sleep, so your body not going to be able to recover because you spending time out on the truck, and then when you're not on the truck, you spending time trying to come up with ways to make more money in the field on the truck. You on the
yeah,
computer, you behind the scenes, you doing your market research, you coming up with new ideas to market your business, to brand your business, to get it out there. The work don't stop once you step off the truck. So that's less sleep, right? You dig what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you stay healthy, man.
definitely so for sure. I'm gonna keep that in mind for sure, for sure.
Yes,
What
sir.
what other advice would you have for me like going into starting this? Like like as far as educating myself, where where should I like how do I'm trying to structure this question right. But as far as educating myself on what I don't know, how should I go about doing that?
research, read, surround yourself with people that are where you aspire to be. Start finding, socialize, putting yourself in environments with people who where you want to be. Rid yourself from the people who don't want to do shit. That's gonna pull you down. Continue to educate yourself. Set aside some time every day to reading something educational, uh, pertaining to business and pertaining to the industry that you looking to come into. Consuming good information, uh, as much as possible. Obviously at the beginning you need to focus on that entry level information that's pretty much all Googleable information that you can find on Google. So I would do that, but then also outside of the Google information, entry level information for trucking, just start reading and consuming just business information. That way you can stay sharp. You know what I'm saying? Because this industry is shrewd and it's very competitive. And outside of the people that you're going to be competing against in the industry, you also have to keep in mind the unforeseen things like you know economical downturns. You have to be able to read the room, understand what could be coming, seeing indicators, knowing when to make the best decisions for your business, knowing when to hold, knowing when to let go. You know, things of that nature. The industry is harsh, and the economy is not gonna feel bad for you either. So just consuming as much knowledge as possible. You know, uh, uh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Definitely. And so, okay, what I what I commonly come across, um, just in my like endeavors with like trying to learn, cause I got my foot in a lot of different things. I got like a lot of stuff that I'm doing, like or pursuing rather in life. So like whenever I get into something new, um, a lot of the learning is done like on my own, like researching Google, YouTube, and the biggest thing that I do come across is that you don't know what you don't know. So it's like that's why it's hard to structure. It was hard for me to structure the question at first because that's more so like what I'm trying to ask. Like, how do I? Because I commonly see that like when I find out the stuff that I don't know, I usually find it out by researching other stuff. So like I'll look up, oh, I'm watching a video and they spoke on this. Google what this is. Da, 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 while it's telling me that, it's saying when you're doing your da 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 da, you need to do. So it's like, oh dang, well what's that? And then you research that. So should I just keep doing it like that, or is there a more efficient way of finding out what exactly it is that I'm ignorant to, the information that I need to learn?
I got a playbook that you can get. I had one before and then I put it back up. So you can go on my website. I think it's like $17. It's a playbook. So everything you need to start your business from scratch, as far as the your you know you know um, structuring your business, whether you want to go LLC, incorporated, obviously your EIN, your BOC3, like all the stuff that you was saying earlier, but you said your SOC and the SMSCA. You kind of mixed the names up, but it'll give you step by step what you need to do, right? As far as structuring your business, getting your business bank account, your EIN, your DOT, your MC, BOC3, UCR, everything you need is going to give you step by step by step by step. Once I realized that y'all don't do Googleable shit, or y'all don't like to use Google, I just said, whatever, I'll just do the shit for you. All right. So step by step, because y'all don't like to go research. But what you just said made sense as far as you don't know what to look for. So to me, Googleable shit, like basic shit on starting a business, I would just Google, want to start a box truck business. What are the steps? Now, of course, it's 2025. It's going to give you majority of the steps, but there are some little intricate details that it'll miss, and then that's where I come in and fill in all those blanks, and then I give my viewpoint on like LLC versus INC, and when it gets to acquiring your truck, renting versus buying a truck, I talk about that, and then I give my viewpoints and pros and cons one over the other. So you can Google it, or I got a step-by-step playbook. It's like 60 pages. So 60 or 70 pages. So
And you said that you said it's on your website. You got a website?
yeah, it's in the link in the bottom. In the
Cool.
description.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm trying to, man. I ain't get to write down all the questions I want. I literally just found. It's crazy because I just found your channel like last week or so, and I only been
Type.
able to watch 2 or 3 live streams, and then I seen you getting on everybody for not knowing they cost per mile. So I was like, well, damn, y'all seen you had a video of that, so I was like, well, let me watch that shit.
Type
Let me
shit.
watch
Type
that
shit.
motherfucker real quick.
Type shit. Type shit.
So them the only like 3 videos I really seen so far, but you definitely, like I said, I do this a lot as far as just teaching myself anything. I always just, I just do my research, and then once I feel like I got it enough, I do it. From working on my car to learning a whole bunch of stuff that I'm trying to endeavor in. But that's one of the main things I feel like I'm good at is finding like the channels that, cause you got fake channels and guru channels and people that just try to, sell you something and trying to get their agenda off. But then I feel like I'm good at finding those people that's just really just, hey, I'm so well off this. Like, I'm not only am I good at this, I'm so good at it that I just sit back and get a game for free to whoever trying to soak up game. It's like I'm good at finding those type of channels with whatever I'm
You can
trying to
get a game
endeavor in.
for free. You can give it away for free for so long, but then you realize that one, people don't appreciate free, and then
Yeah,
two, it falls on deaf ears because you'll have people watching you that's been watching you for 2-3 years, and they'll come up and they've been watching you because they're a frequenter of the channel, and then they won't know what it costs them to run their business, and then they know
yeah,
that's like what I'm heavy on. So I had to realize that the hard way because I was an advocate for it for so long, and then but somebody told me that it would come back and bite me in the ass, and it did. You know what I'm saying? So I think the younger generation, y'all say y'all want it, but really when you find it, so with my shit is long. Like I don't have TikTok shit, so I don't. Because somebody left a comment the other day in one of my live streams, and they said, "This is you just yapping for 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever." But
I don't
you could
know.
have put this in a 30-minute short, and I'm like, how do I put whatever that lecture was about into 30 seconds? How can I put this in a 30-second short? You see what I'm saying? So, but it further reiterated what I was finding out, that your generation, the attention span is so low that you're not going to sit there and watch a full 2 or 3 hour or even a 1 hour lecture, because even with this video I put out yesterday, somebody left a comment 20 minutes into the video being out, and the video is 4.5 hours. And I'm like, bro, you're commenting on something, you only been here 20 minutes. The video only been out 20 minutes, and you're you're making a synopsis on a 4.5 hour video, only watching 20 minutes of it, if you even watch that 20 minutes. Halfway into the video, you're gonna find out this guy signed a bogus deal. 3/4 of the way into the video, you're gonna find out this. You can't come to a conclusion based on the first 20 minutes. So your generation, they don't want to watch something. You have to give them everything in 30 seconds, because that's as far as your attention span goes. I can't do that. You see what I'm saying? That's why my TikTok, I created one. I don't put nothing. I probably haven't put nothing on TikTok in over a year. One, I still don't really know how to understand how to really work it. And two,
Right.
I think the way I do shit, it just wouldn't work over there anyway, because you can't bundle. Like, imagine if you came up here and I just kicked you off after 30 seconds.
Right.
Or imagine if I just gave you simple, straightforward answers without really expounding. Even with the thing, we was joking, but I gave you some gems then when you said black don't crack. And I said, yes, it do. I know people, and I've come across people that's older or younger than me that look 10 years older than me. And then I went into and explaining why. Like, you have to explain shit. You can't explain and educate somebody in 30 seconds. My mother is a retired school teacher. So as far as like curriculum and shit like that, I do have some understanding, because shit, when I went to school, I was taught. And then I remember very early on, like in my primary school years, she was teaching me at home too. You see what I'm saying? So you can't educate somebody and give somebody a full understanding on something in 30 seconds. That's why most of the people that come into this business, especially your generation, that consume information from content like on TikTok and Instagram, that's why their failure rate is so high. And that's why when they come up here, they completely lost, because they see a 30-second reel with a few bullet points and they think it's just as simple as that. And that's as far as they go. They don't go outside of that reel with those 5 or 6 bullet points that their content creators doing this, and then they drop it. They don't go beyond that. So then once they follow those simple steps to get in the game, and then they get out here in the game and they find out, whoa, it's more to it than just this, then that's what forces them to come find a guy like me that's going to go in depth with him. And then you see him up here all frustrated and shit. Right. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to be the frustrated person. You don't want to be the person that's frustrated after finding out the hard way. If you want to be frustrated, you want to be frustrated prior to coming in. Pay attention. You ain't in Chicago. You looking all around. Where you live at? Where you live at again?
Oh, I'm in Compton right now.
Oh, well, yeah, look around. My bad. Go ahead. My bad. I thought you was a middle American. Yeah, go ahead, man. Check your surroundings. Yeah, no, you all good. I'm from Chicago. I was wondering because I'm used to talking to middle Americans. I'm like, what you looking for? You a middle American? You in Compton, man? Let your eyes roam, pimp. Go ahead. Don't mind me. Just listen. Watch your surroundings. You dig what I'm saying? So.
I'm hearing you though.
Yeah. No. I thought you was a middle American. Listen, you okay, brother? Listen. Check your surroundings, pimp. I feel it. I know your pain. You dig what I'm saying? I know your pain. You see what I'm saying? So you know, yes sir. Listen, let's check this out. God damn it, where was we leaving off at? Yeah, so you got to make you want to be the person who's frustrated from educating yourself, and just you've been consuming so much information prior to you coming in because you don't want to be the 90%. That's the frustrated you want to be. You don't want to be the person who jump in willy-nilly and then getting frustrated because you fell and you losing all your money. You're about to be ass up around this motherfucker, some shit like that. You dig? So.
I got you for sure. That's why when I see an opportunity, like, because I watch a lot of your live streams and it be questions I'll be wanting to ask, just hearing everybody else's like stories and journeys, and I'll be like, dang. And I just found your channel, so I looked on the day just to finish watching a 4-hour video, and then I seen it said live, like right now. I was like, right now, like, oh damn, let me try and get on.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we here. We weren't gonna come on. But I said I'm gonna jump on for a second. We don't be streaming like we used to. I used to stream a lot more, but since February I dialed back a lot, bro.
Whenever you do, brother, all your content, I appreciate it, man. Cause all I'm doing is soaking it up. I just ain't had enough time to, like, you feel me, actually watch all of it yet. But cause there's so many videos, they long, and I'm gonna watch them.
Hey, you gotta listen in the background, man. Get you some earpods and just throw your earpods in, or put you one earpod in, leave the other earpod out, so you can, you gotta keep your ear to the street. You dig what I'm saying? Put the one earpod in and listen, and keep the other ear to the street, pimp.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah. But you be spitting knowledge though for sure. You definitely be spitting knowledge. And then too,
Appreciate
like,
you.
so with the I wanted to ask about the ELDs, electronic login, the, those.
This is the last question because I got people in the back. I
Uh,
got you coming up next. Then Ohio, or then One Love. I got you coming up after him. What's going on, big dog? This is the last question. I got to move on.
for sure. So with the ELDs, do I need that as an independent driver, or just for when I open
Talking
up
about
my
for you,
own?
the guy that you working for.
Yeah.
If he gonna send you outside 150 air mile radius, then yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So, so you
All right, bro.
said start out with 25,000 or 25 to 30,000.
25 to 30. 25 to 30.
Okay. And buy the truck. That 25 to
Yes, sir.
that 25 to 30 includes that, right?
Well, that depends. You're not gonna probably be able to buy a truck and have money for everything else plus working capital. So that'll be enough to have a down payment and some working capital. Now, that depends on what you're gonna do. I know I could go find me a truck for $20,000 or maybe a little less and be Gucci. But y'all like more newer, more things y'all feel comfortable with. See, I know where me going them at. I got a system. I can go get me a 2011 and be
Yeah.
Gucci. I go get me a
Yeah.
2007 and be Gucci. See, y'all like to worry. Y'all want to worry me. I'm gonna go get the money. I'm gonna be like Migo and them. Migo and them riding around here in 2003, 2004, 2005 old GMC cab over trucks doing final mile delivery. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
they don't want all that cost. See, that's the type of guy I'm gonna be because I understand that the margins are small and I ain't gonna give a care. But but no, you're probably not gonna be able to buy a truck with that. You probably gonna have to finance. But if you want to go out and you can find a good used solid truck that might have a little years on it with a good price, then yeah, it's a possibility you could buy one and have the rest as working capital.
Cool. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate you for everything in your time, brother. No doubt.
All right, man. Be safe out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love.
All right. All right. We got IK coming up next. IK Global, then One Love, then CO. What's going on? Yo, what's up?
Hi, boss. How you doing?
What's going on, bro?
I'm good. I just have a few questions for you.
Okay, my brother.
I've been watching your
Where you from, my
channel.
bro? Where are you from, my brother? Where are you from? Where are you from, my brother?
I'm African.
From where, my brother? What country are you from, my brother?
I'm Nigerian.
Okay, my brother. Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. So I have a question. I've been doing expediting for like 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to go like use my own authority to book the loads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, I've done my research, like the truck stop, virtual fleet, um, and the rest of them, but I've not registered on any yet. So I'm asking, like, what do you think would be the best approach?
Who are you working for?
Um, Couple of dispatchers. I don't work for. I own the van. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm using dispatchers, but I own the van. I have
Mm-hmm.
my own authority, but I've not used it yet. It's
So you
10
want to book?
months old.
So you want to book your own? So you want to book your own loads? Is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could use DAT or Truck Stop. I mean, if you use Truck Stop, you could use my code and get 20% off the first month. So it's either it's up to you. You
Okay.
could use DAT or select this. A lot of cargo van. You got a cargo van, right? Cargo van.
Yep.
All right. A lot of cargo van guys use
Mm-hmm.
Selectus. So Selectus, Selectus is what most expedited guys use. That's their go-to. But you could use a multitude. But the go-to for a lot of expedited cargo van guys is Selectus. I don't have any codes for Selectus. I'm not a partner with Selectus, but I
Okay.
got a code for Truck Stop. It's in the description if you want to use it. Get 20% off.
Okay. For selectors, I did my research, and a lot of guys on Facebook, they said they just charge you $500 a month, and they don't give you the load or anything.
You got to have relationships.
So,
So a lot of those guys in Facebook groups, are probably not seasoned guys. They probably don't have relationships because I can point you in direction with guys that use Selectus and they say the complete opposite. So, there's guys in here.
yeah.
I saw one or two in here now that use Selectus and they'll tell you the opposite, the complete opposite. So, but how long have you been running? How long have you been
So
running?
if I'm coming in, um, 10 months.
10 months, but you've been running
So
under the
like 12,
dispatchers.
like,
Right. So,
like,
right.
like, like, like close to a year, but 10
Right.
months, my
But
authority is 10 months old.
so you got to start building relationships, bro. You got to start building relationships. So it may be a little rocky at the beginning, but as you build relationships and you become more credible, then you'll see more opportunity getting thrown at you.
Okay. Okay.
You're trying to cut out that dispatcher fee. What that dispatcher charge you? 10%?
Yeah. No, I
10%?
noticed something the other day. So I had this load. No, 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 no. They're cutting it from the back end,
So what'd you notice,
but
big
I still
dog?
get a good rate though.
What did you notice?
Yeah. So um, a load came in recently, and I was asking, I think about 700 for it. They said no, 750, and they said all they could give me was 500. So I said, you know what, forget it. So like after like an hour or something, I don't think they found somebody for that load. Then they called me back and said they're gonna give me the 750. So I'm like, if they're giving me the 750, then the load must be much more than that. So I feel like there's a lot going on back there that I don't know about.
It's business, bro. You have to do you know what it costs you to run your business?
Yeah,
What does it cost?
I
What does it
used
cost you per
your
mile?
I used one of your videos to
Uh-huh.
calculate the cents per mile and everything, and it's like at 53 cents,
15.53?
53 cents.
53 cents a mile. All right. So
Yeah,
if you would have took the load for $500, you didn't take it for 500, right?
no,
Okay. So if you took it for $750, do you know what the rate was that you would have been making? Do you know how to do the math? Or how are
yeah,
you determining what's good for you and what's not? Basically what I'm trying to tell you is here's what I'm trying to tell you. If you have a store, let's say a corner store, you Nigerian, y'all merchants, y'all got stores and shit like that. So let's say if you buy something from me, white t-shirts, and I'm the wholesale, I'm the plug, and you selling white t-shirts in the hood for $5, right? And let's say I'm selling to you for $4, and then after you making $1 a shirt. Let's say you say, man, I want to renegotiate. I want you to sell them to me for $3, and then I tell you no, but then you stop buying from me, and then I come back and I say, yeah, I'll sell to you for $3. Now you looking like, well, damn, you went down at $3. So how much you getting the shirt for? That's none of my. That's really none of your business. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, as long as you know what it costs you to operate your business, as far as your cost and what you're retailing for, you're making a profit. Like, don't consume yourself with counting other people's pockets. Now, some people are gonna take this the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? Some people are going to take it the wrong way. Understand what it costs you to run your business, right? Because if I'm selling you the t-shirts and I agree to $3, I might be getting the t-shirts for 50 cents wholesale because I'm ordering millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of units from China and I have a network, a distribution network where I'm selling to a bunch of Nigerians that got corner stores and gas stations in every hood across America. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm ordering 10 million units at a time from China and I got containers coming on a cargo ship and I can get them for 50 cents, and you find out I'm getting for 50 cents, then you going to want to buy from me for $1. It's my job to make money. It's your job to make money. I know what my cost is. As long as you know what your cost is and what you need to make it to profit, then that's all that matters. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't negotiate for better rates, but based on what you were saying, I don't want you to get caught up in the whole, well, man, they ended up calling me back and they ended up giving me the number. So, man, they probably making a lot more. That could be true, but then again, it might not also be true. It could be true, right? But then again, it might be something that's time sensitive where it just need to move. So maybe they're willing to break even on it, or maybe they're willing to take a small margin. I never get caught up on what another person is making, right? That's just like being in another game that may not be on the up and up and going and asking the plug, like, man, how much is costing you to manufacture the coca? I'm in love with the cocoa. You ever heard that song? I'm in love with the cocoa. You ain't gonna go ask the plug, man. What's the cost? What y'all got going on down there in Medellin? How much is it costing you to produce this? Because you did what I'm saying. I want my cost to be a little bit lower. You ain't gonna go ask the plug how much it costs to manufacture the cocoa. Know
I
what
get
it
what you're
costs you to
saying.
run your business, your bottom line, your costs. Know what you want to make, and study the art of negotiation. That's all you need to concern yourself with. Never concern yourself with what another man made. That's just like me counting your pockets. How would you feel if I worked for you and you paying me, but I'm trying to dig in and trying to figure out what you making? You'd probably tell me to mind my own business, wouldn't you? No, if I worked for
Yeah,
you,
I see what you're saying.
if I was driving your van and you was paying me, and then one day I see an invoice, and then I come to you and be like, man, you making this, you only paid me this much. I mean, this is enough. This is fair market value, but I didn't know you was getting paid this much. Man, I want more money. You probably tell me to get the hell out your office. So what I'm telling you is, know what it costs you to run your business. Make sure you set your price a good margin so you can profit, and study the art and master the art of negotiation so you can get the best bang for your buck. That's the only thing you need to be concerned with. Don't fall into that worrying about
Okay.
what the next person is getting. You see what I'm saying? The people that do that shit,
Mm-hmm.
they ain't business people, because you have to look at things from both sides of the equation. You got an employee. You want, is it their business what you making off their labor? Yes, no, maybe so. Are you following me? You get it? Oh, hey.
Yeah, this
All right.
I'll just I can hear
All
you.
right. All right. Just making sure, big dog. All right, man. What else you got for me? Is that it?
So, apart from the two load boards you mentioned, which other one would you recommend? And how do you think
Cargo.
I should approach it? Like,
I,
if I'm
I
somebody new with the load board?
I think you should go with what most cargo van guys use, and that's Selectus. I mean, but do your own research. If I was a cargo van guy, I would go with Selectus. All right. Uh, that's what I would go with. But do your own research though, bro. You know,
Do you think it's
do
too
your own.
early for me to go on the load board in 10 months or no?
No,
Will
I mean,
10 months good authority?
you could have went on the low board from day one. You chose to get a dispatcher. Yo, it's your business. If you want to
Oh,
book your own loads, you can book your own loads. There's no, is it too late or is it too early? You could have did that. You could have did that from day one.
No, they said it had to age.
Who told you that? You
That's what I
listen,
saw. I didn't know.
Asian, when you age, it opens up the door to more opportunity. I mean, there's people that'll deal with you brand new.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Who told you that? The dispatcher that you working with? You know why they told you that? So that they could make money off you. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, you have to do your own research. Your own research. People will discourage you if it best suits and best interests them. Yes, the more your authority is aged, the more opportunity, more trustworthy you look, and more people will be wanting to do business with you. But there are people that will do business with people with a new authority. So you could have been dispatching yourself at the
Okay.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you can't
If
let
I'm
you
new on the
can't you can't-
board, is there a way you think I should?
you said say that again.
Since I'm going to be new on the load board, is there a way you think I should like message the brokers, or is there something I should know to do
Bro,
differently?
when you said message the broker, you seem kind of timid, bro.
Like when you see a load,
Uh-huh.
like if you're trying to, like if you're sending them a message, is there a
Uh-huh.
way you should approach it? Or
Yeah, professional. You know your costs, right? You know your
mm-hmm,
costs. When you call,
mm-hmm,
you be professional. You discuss the load, right? If you want to negotiate, study the art. I just told you, study the art of negotiation, right? You listen,
okay,
when you get listen, when you get somebody on the phone, it's just like I tell my moving people. When a customer's on the phone, I gotta nail them, right? So you gotta know that sweet spot. You gotta know how to push, but not push too much, right?
okay,
You got to know what it costs
mm,
you. You know why? The reason why a lot of people turn a person away is because they don't know what it costs. They don't know their operation. They looking at a certain number, right? Oh, you know what? This is going from here to there. Shit, I need 1,500 to do that. They're pulling a number out of their ass based on a point A to point B. I see guys that do this shit all the time. Oh man, Chicago to Texas, man, I need at least 1,500 to do that. Then when you ask them how they came up with 1,500, they'll say something like, man, hell, man, that's about, man, it's gonna take me 2 days, man. Some shit that ain't got shit to do with nothing mathematical. There's no equation there, right? There's no equation, right? So there's an equation, right? So when you call, you see a load, whatever they're offering it for, you can already do the math based on where you're at and how much it's going to cost you, if you can do it profitably or
mm,
not, based on what they're trying to sell it to you for currently. But when you get them on the phone, that's when you start the art of negotiation. You want
okay,
to push, but you don't want to push too hard, but then you don't want to push enough. So that's something that you have to learn
okay,
over time. Obviously, your tonality when you call is going to be professional. You're going to greet a person. Good morning, good afternoon, how you doing? You're going to keep it sweet, but straight to the point. It's nothing to be nervous
thank
about.
you
I could
so
tell
much.
you
I
kind
stayed
you
this
kind
long
you
before.
kind of you kind of I could tell you a little, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to be
No, no, no. It's because
nervous about.
it's, be, it's because I'm on camera, and the last 1 year I've been running with all these dispatchers. It's been quite good because the pay has been good. So that's why I stayed this long. I
Okay,
just
well,
want to
I mean,
explore.
if it's not broke, then don't fix it. But if you want to cut that 10% or whatever you're paying out the equation, then this is part of what you got to do. But do what's best for you, bro. Do what's best for you.
All right. Thank you so much.
All
Thank
right,
you.
no problem,
I
man.
appreciate your
Have a good
time.
day. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Hold on one second. All right, so we're gonna go with CO next, then One Love. We're gonna go with CO and then One Love. What's up?
Yo, what up, brother?
What's going on?
Ain't nothing. Wanted to tap in with you. Been watching you for a minute.
Yes,
Getting
sir.
on. I got a kind of different situation from everybody else who normally come up here.
Mm.
I kind of took on the business by mistake default. I'm gonna say I invested in some trucks for my mom and my sister. I ain't want them working or whatever, so I bought cargo vans for them. And like I have a couple other things, Airbnbs. I'm a top wedding videographer in New Orleans for weddings and stuff like that. So I have like a whole lot of other stuff going on. But I feel like they ain't do what they were supposed to do with it. So I just wanted to tap in with it and see what I could do. So I did everything, all the Googleable information, step by step. I just won another box truck, 26 foot in the Richard Brothers auction. I paid out cash. So I got my authority, everything good. About to start rolling next week. But it's kind of like a jumping in type thing with me. I just want to see what I could do with it. It's all fun and game. I came in with a $80,000 budget, so it's just to like prove my family at this point, like y'all could do it if if you put your mind to it. Just take your steps.
Hey, man, I don't like to get in family business, bro. You know what I'm saying? You spend $80,000 to prove
No, no,
to
no. I
some
didn't
people it
spend
could be
80.
done.
No, I said I have a margin of 80,000 getting started. But I'm a serial investor. I got a lot of crypto. I done made a lot of money in crypto, Airbnb, Turo, I got a lot of things going on. I'm saying that's my um that's my budget of what I'm coming in the game with,
Did you
getting
buy the truck
started.
already?
Yeah. I won at 15,000 Richard Brother auction, Freightliner 2015, liftgate 26 footer, everything. I pick it up this Thursday. I gotta come to Chicago actually and pick it up.
Oh,
From out there.
you paid
We
fifteen
have
thousand for it.
yeah,
So,
190,000 miles.
so who's gonna drive it? You?
Yeah, I'm a driver. I'm gonna
You
jump in the
gonna go?
seat.
You gonna go
I'm
OTR
going OTR.
for to prove to your sister and your mother it could be done?
Get it rolling, really. Get it rolling. I'm getting in the seat to show them where we could
Well, what
take
you,
it. And
what you gonna do with the cargo vans?
oh, they gonna run those. They already was working with dispatchers with the cargo van. But the only thing I didn't like is they were breaking even on the cargo van side. They'll make like $1,000 on top of what it costs to run everything. And I was like, nah, that's not gonna cut it. Cause
Hold on, hold on. So why are you considering them failures?
no, no, no. I never said there was failures. I never said there was failures. My whole goal is to show them that we could go further. Like last weekend, I went to there's a distributor district in New Orleans, and I wrote down every company in the distributor district. But the reason I wanted to get the box truck also was to when we start making these calls to have everything ready to go. We have the trucks already, all the insurance, everything. So needed a bigger truck also to have
Hold on, hold
uh,
on,
um,
hold on, hold on. When you called up, you said something wasn't right with the mother and the sister in the cargo vans. What's the issue
yeah.
there?
There was barely there was a little bit over breaking even. I was like,
Okay,
I don't like that.
okay. So why don't you work on that problem, bro? See, your problem is, I'm gonna tell you what your problem is. You want to throw money at problems. And what's gonna happen, you're gonna keep duplicating the problem that you already had because you ain't fixed it.
Hmm.
If they not making money in the van, then your number one priority to see why.
Oh, I already know why.
Okay, well, why?
The due diligence. Like I said, going into I'm trying to show them like the dispatcher route and everything. Cause I've been studying a lot, watching the videos and all that, and show them that just this dispatcher route is not it. Like we need to get out local contracts. That's where my mind at. Local contracts and getting out and going to talk to people. Like they didn't do the due
Hold on,
diligence of
hold on. What are they doing? Are they going cross country? They doing expedited? What are they doing?
are they doing OTR.
Okay, where are they at right now?
As far as like where they at in the
Yeah,
city,
where's
we stationed in New
no
Orleans.
no where are they at? Where's your mom at in her van? She home or is she out on the road?
Oh nah, they home right now. They home
Well, why they home?
because I'm getting other things situated. They had fell back for a little second, and I
Okay,
was like, I still.
why'd they fall back? We gotta get to the root of the problem. Why'd they
So it
fall back?
was because at the end of the day, there was like like I said, $1,000 couldn't stretch
All right,
across.
all right. So they was grossing $1,000 a week in a van. That's all they were grossing.
No, that was they walking away profit net.
Okay,
After everything,
what was the van's grossing?
I say about a good 5,000 a month.
Oh, that's the well. I got guys that's in the cargo vans making 4,000 a week.
Yeah,
So how are they going OTR and they only making $5,000 a month?
man, the loads they were taking anything. It was just a lot of stuff, and that's why I wanted to step in because
But
I'm.
whose business is it? Is it yours or is it theirs?
It's a family business, but I put up I invested in the trucks.
All right. So who's booking the loads? The
They have a
dispatcher,
dispatch.
right?
The dispatcher,
Okay.
yeah.
Who's the dispatcher?
It's about 3 or 4 of them. I think Empire, another one.
Bro, listen. I'm gonna keep. You want me to keep it a buck with you, or you want me to bullshit you? What you want me to do?
Nah, keep it a buck always. Shoot straight.
I wouldn't have went and bought that box truck. Why go buy a box truck when your cargo van business is not it's failing? You can't. You have to fix what you got. Two vans that's failing. Like
Mm-hmm.
those vans should be making at least $16,000 a month gross. You telling me you only making a third of that? So one, either the dispatchers suck, or two, your mom and your sister not willing to do what they need to do to make the type of money the van needs to make in order for the business to be successful. In order for the business to be successful, running expedited OTR, that means they need to be running. See, the difference between a
Mm-hmm.
box truck and a van, that van got to run. These guys that's running expedite, they driving 15, 18, 20 hours sometimes because it's expedited. So if they not running, it's not gonna work, bro. Now, I know that's mom and sis. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna really go into deep because I don't want to probably tell you certain things because that's a mom thing. And 5,000 in the cargo vans, I got guys making 4,000 a week, bro, in the cargo van, but they running because that's what it
Right.
takes to make that type of money. So you need to figure that out. If they not gonna run, it's not gonna work.
And they don't have a problem with running. I think the thing was before my sister got into it, I think she thought she knew more than what she knew. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna bet on you, sis. So I just went in. But
But that's your fault though, big
not
dog.
yeah. But that's why I'm stepping in because I'm like, let me go learn for myself. Cause you got some people who will go to people and get game, and everybody not gonna keep it 100 and straight with you. They're gonna lie, make up numbers of, oh, I made $7,000 this week, or I made 40,000 a month in a sprint. You know what I'm saying? So they hear these things and they jump into it. But I'm like, let me go find out for myself now, because I want to get hands on with the business now and actually get into the logistics of running the business and find out the ins and outs. Get on OTR or run it and learn everything about it and
Mm-hmm.
try to progress it to the next level. So that's why I bought another truck, because they're gonna be in the trucks. It's just we need to start from scratch again. But we got all the stuff in order now to run. And I won't get more contracts and break away from the dispatcher mindset because they think everything is a dispatcher. We need more dispatchers. I'm like, nah, we got to get out and talk to these companies, try to get contracts and we could book our own loads. We have our own authority.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get hands on with it, and I don't mind getting dirty. You know, I was a rail technician 15 years for the rail system, and I'm used to working hard and nonstop. I run 3 to 4 businesses, so I'm
See, that's fine, bro.
with
Everybody
it.
tell me that's cool, but I'm not gonna bullshit you. Like, I'm not gonna clap because you went and bought a box truck and you got 2 cargo vans that's failing. You should figure out those cargo vans. If they not gonna do what it takes, I'm telling you what it takes to make money in a cargo van expedited. You got to run. It's expedited, meaning something needs to be somewhere expeditiously, right? They're not under the regulations like the box truck. So the guys that I know that are making that type of money, they're running. They're running in my Discord when I go to sleep. I wake up at 6, 7 in the morning. They're still got their camera on driving. They're driving. This is what they're like. They fall asleep at a truck stop. They get a little 2-3 hour power nap. They wake up. They start driving. They have a cot, a roll up pallet mattress cot right in the back of the van. That's where they sleep. They wake up. They smack their face with some water and they start driving again. Now, this is what it takes. Now, you say you bought this for your sister and your mother. I wish you would have found my channel first because I probably would have advised against that. You dig what I'm saying? But
This was
since you in,
2023. I've been bought it.
yeah,
So
like I said, I wish you would have found my channel sooner because I would have advised against that. You dig what I'm saying? But if you're here now, then this is what it entails. Now, I don't know how old your mother is. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't know how old you are. But if you my age and your mother is up there in their 60s and 70s, I wouldn't want my mother driving what it takes for that vehicle to be profitable. That's a lot of driving in the cargo van expedited, bro. Now I'm keeping it a buck with you. Now I could sit here and tell you the business shit, but I'm also going to tell you the real shit that I really feel too. I don't know how old your mother is, but what it takes to make money expedited, anybody that's an expedited going to tell you they driving like ain't no tomorrow.
and they don't mind driving. That's the thing.
Okay.
It's not the driving, not working, not the problem, and getting on the road. That's not the issue. It's just the way they were getting the business is
So
the
your mom don't
problem.
mind driving 18, 19 hours a day?
Nah, and normally it'll be her and my stepfather. It'll be them two together because he own a barber shop, so he free. He got passive income with his barber shop and stuff. So they'll hit the road together, and so it's not hitting the road or driving or going to do the work. That's the problem. It's just the way things were structured in the dispatching thing and accepting any type of loads. 79 cents a mile, and I'm like, no,
79 cent a mile ain't bad. You in the
but it
cargo
wasn't.
van. What you expecting to get in the cargo van?
At least minimum $1.25, $1.30, nothing under $1. And a lot of loads they got were over $1.25.
Where you think you gonna get $1.30 in this market, bro, for a cargo van? It's box
No, I'm
trucks
saying
not even.
recently they booked a lot of loads at that
Hold
price.
on, hold on. But on average, do you know what the average dry van rate right now is?
No, what's the average drive van
A
rate?
$1.65. And we talking about for a semi truck.
Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing a lot of people, so you tell me if this right, because I know people, like I say, people be talking, and I know a lot of people tell you what people said. I'm hearing $1.80 is the minimum most people would take, or they'll try to parcel together to make it add up and make
You
sense if they know how
tweaking.
to parcel. Right?
You in a cargo van, big dog. You'll be lucky
Well,
if
I'm
you
talking
get
about
it.
the box
Hold
truck now. That's
on. Oh, now
oh,
let's
go
talk
ahead.
about we gotta talk about the cargo van. We can't talk about something you ain't got that you ain't even fixed this problem yet. Don't you think you gotta fix this problem first?
Oh yeah, I want
All
all of
right.
them rolling.
All right,
Every
so
last one of it.
so your numbers and your expectations is way off. $1.80? Even okay, even in a box truck. I'm not saying it's not doable, but semi trucks are fighting to get that. We just looked at the average driving rate last week. It was $1.65.
So it's average across the board right now.
That's for a semi, bro.
Yeah, that's trash.
That's not trash. It's not trash. Who told you it was trash?
No, I'm saying that's trash from what I do in my
What would
world of businesses. The
what?
profit margin as far as what truckers are
Well,
making.
you can't determine the profit margin until you determine your cost.
Right. That's why I could honestly say it's trash.
So what's your
I
cost?
come from
Hold
I
on,
come
hold
from
on.
zero overhead businesses.
Give me a zero overhead bit? Give me one. Tell me what's a zero overhead business?
Photography. Photography.
It's an overhead in that.
Probably gas, that's it. Walk on your feet, that's it. I've
So
been
tell
doing it
me.
13 years.
So there's no overhead in photography. Okay,
You
what do you
sure with a
use to take?
camera?
What do you use to take the
Huh?
pictures?
I use a camera.
All right. Is it what type of camera?
I got Sony's A7S, FX3s,
Okay.
FX6.
All right. You recoup. What you pay for the cameras?
Off like two weddings, which
All
I
right.
didn't pay for the cameras.
All right.
I come from a different world. I was a lifetime scammer, man. So
Okay.
all
Okay.
my
So
equipment was free.
when you give people when you get so this is why you having a hard time understanding what I'm saying then. So
Hmm.
when you give your clients the images, what do you give them to them on a SD file, a SD card, or you email them?
Uploaded to a gallery. Uploaded to a gallery.
Upload to a gallery, well, like Dropbox
Hmm.
or something like that.
Easy Flicks, website I use called Easy Flicks.
And how much does that cost you?
Pay like $100 something a year.
Okay,
149 a year.
that's a cost.
Low over. What I say
That's a
is
cost. But you
very low
said
though.
no. You said no overhead. Okay, how
Well,
much does
I'm gonna
how
say
old? Oh, we finna cook. You said it. We finna cook. How much your time worth? So you saying your time ain't worth shit neither. So
that's not what I'm saying.
uh,
I'm saying my overhead as far as expenses.
your
Not
time is
we
not.
not bring everything gonna bring time,
So labor is not an expense.
but I make the money off the labor.
No, no, no.
Sure
You
enough,
have to. You have listen. If you're working, that's an expense. That's labor.
I never looked at labor as an expense. I called operating as an expense, operational cost.
In order to operate, you need somebody. You need labor.
No, I'm saying like it don't cost me to physically go and do whatever. That's I don't
Yes,
have to.
yes, it
Well, I
does.
pay
Listen,
the
you
clients
you
pay me, but I don't have
me.
to pay my.
So
You know.
you got to. So you don't pay yourself.
No, I'm saying I pay myself, but I'm saying it, it doesn't cost for me to operate me. Is what I'm saying. Like I don't have to pay me to operate. I just go get
I
the
I
bag. The clients pay the money, and
I
you know.
I like to say once upon a time you was a street dude, right? So you ain't never heard the term time is money.
Time is money, but I could what I can honestly say, coming from the streets, I'm so far in profit. It's
So here's what's gonna happen right
it's
now.
not a loss.
Here's the problem. See, here's the problem. You can't turn off your street mentality of making money in the street versus business. Business, all your street money, you gonna dwindle it away. If you
But I
don't,
ain't in the streets no more. I
no,
invested it
no,
in.
no.
I
Listen to what
invested
I'm
it.
listen to what I'm telling you. You're not listen to what I'm saying. You have to unlearn the street formulas. In business, the formula is different. Now I can go from one to another. You have to learn how to go from one to another, right? The
Mm,
formula in the street is not the formula in business, right? So
right.
that street mentality formula, no, because time is money. Time is money in both, but in business, time is
Definitely.
money. It costs you, right? They're hiring you to come. You charge them a price, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you base that price on? What's the
Experience.
formula? No. What's the formula that you come up with to charge them the price that you charge them?
I give them my price. They pay it because they like my work.
Okay, but there should be a formula. So how do you charge them? A flat rate? Do you charge them hourly?
Nah, it depends on what they add on. If we talking the videography in the wedding business, what they add on, they
So
might want gallery, hard
so
copies,
so I get married. How much is it gonna cost me for you to come shoot my wedding?
5,000 for the base price. Then we start
Five
tacking
thousand.
on if you want
So
different multiple cameras to add, if you want
okay,
a second shooter, if you want a
okay.
highlight reel, if you want,
All right, hold on. The base price. Let's just stick with the base price. Now, with
mhm,
everything the base price includes, how did you determine $5,000?
that's just my price.
But how did you determine it?
It's just, I charge them anywhere from 250 an hour,
But
but I
how
have a
did
base
you? What's the formula to determine the base price?
studying the market rates
This is why
and
your
what other.
cargo. This right here, you proving my point. This is exactly why your cargo van business.
See, but
Everything I
the
go ahead.
with wedding and video, when you're a creative, you name your price. It's no formula. Whatever you feel you'll work, even as an artist, tattoo artist, you charge whatever you want. There's no
You you
say
missing the
so or
point.
no formula.
You not understanding what I'm saying. There is a formula. There is a formula. It's a formula to everything. You can't say you're running a business and you're charging a price without having a formula to determine the price.
I just know what I want to make a day.
That's street shit, bro.
And
That's
no more
street.
than
That's
five.
not.
No, but I studied the market of videographers and photographers. You're looking, I could go look in Atlanta, California, New York, see what everybody's charging base rate. Then I base my fact. I'm like, okay, I'm better than this guy. My work look way. You could look up my work also, and you could tell me I'm like
Hold
one of the
on.
top guys partners
So
for
you come
destination.
shoot my wedding, it's just gonna be you, or you gonna have somebody else there with you. I don't think it would be
It
just
depends
you,
if you
right?
it depends if you add on a second shooter.
Okay, so
That's when we judge it.
for 5,000, is that one person or two?
One person.
Okay, so what is the first thing you to determine? What is the first thing that you have to know to determine what you're gonna charge?
It's just my price.
All right, bro. So this, and no offense, this is why your cargo vans ain't making no money, because that's wrong, bro. That's
If you
wrong.
know somebody who do art, right? An
It don't
artist.
got it don't. You missing the
Yeah,
point.
thanks.
We ain't talking about art. We talking about business.
Nah, but I'm saying what your work when you charging what your work. That's how you determine your price. If you're an artist and you know you're the only one with this style of work and people are gonna pay for it, you set your price. It's like there's paintings for 20,000, paintings for 10,000, paintings for five. You determine
What
that off what you want to make and what you feel is
right?
worth.
But there's something that goes in to helping you determine that price. There's a formula that one you have to adhere to help you determine this price. Listen, if I wanted to do, let's say these calling shows, I do them for
Hmm.
free. I talk for free. I see other content creators that when they do a calling show or in other niches, because I'm the only one who does it here, in order to ask a question, you got to pay a super chat. And then
Hmm.
they'll have like a goal. Like YouTube got tools. I never use them, but like I can do this right here. I'm gonna do it for the first time here just to show you. Uh, I could do this and I can hit that, boom, and put start a goal. And then it'll put something right here and it'll say goal created, right? And then I'll say, look, I'm not answering no questions unless you pay whatever this goal is. We got to hit this goal. So I've determined the cost for me to come on here for my time, right? And I feel like my time is worth, let's say, $20 an hour. So every 10, 30 minutes, I need $10 in super chats or I'm going to get up off this bitch, right? Right? And then if I see that I can get it, I might want to push it more, right? Value is what a person is willing to pay for something. But first we have to determine the value. Now, and I'm just making this an example. I say $20 an hour. I'm calculating $10 an hour for my labor, right? And this is low. It would be a lot higher, but I'm just trying to make the math easy. $10 an hour for my time, but I'm running a whole, you can't see it, but it's a lot of shit going on back here, right? I'm streaming. I'm not using cloud-based streaming software. You are creative, so you should understand what I'm talking about. I'm streaming from my own modem and my own computer is pushing this. It's electricity. There's 3 big-ass lights here. I got 4 screens back here. I got a camera back here. I got a mic. All this equipment, the electricity, the internet is costing, right? There's a formula. I can look at my electricity bill and I can look at when I stream versus when I don't stream to see that chart and see how much it's costing me to stream, to be able to push it. That goes into my cost. It's not free to stream. So now once I determine how much my labor is going to be, right? Plus how much the production part of it costs. Let's say it costs me $10 an hour. I want to make 100% return on that. So I charge $20 an hour. That's how you determine your cost.
Right, I follow you.
So nothing is there's no business I can think of when you say there's no overhead. There's some overhead. If there's labor, that's an overhead. Even if it's you have to set a price and determine what your time is worth. Unless you're doing it pro bono like what I'm doing here now. But I'm going to write this shit off.
Right. And I ain't going to say zero. I push that. I could say I make 95% profit off the top, everything. It's very minimum operating costs because the house at Airbnb will pay for itself. Everything, I have so many passive things going on that
it's cost there. It's cost there too.
Yeah, it's cost.
Airbnb is cost. You pay a housekeeper to come clean it up, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm saying as far as the videography go, everything is like passive things are taking care of everything.
That's not passive though. That's not passive.
No, I mean the Airbnb is passive because the guests pay for the cleanup. I don't pay for the cleanup. I have a cleaning fee.
What work do you do associated with the Airbnb? Do you do the
Short-term
bookings? You do the bookings? Yeah. You do the showings or whatever, give them the keys and do all that? You do run back and forth?
Nah, self-checking.
So how hands-on are you? What do you do that's hands-on when it comes to that?
Changing the prices on the calendar and checking in to make sure everything is straight after the behind the cleaner.
So passive is something that, and this is the misconception because a lot of your favorite people, influencers during the pandemic, pitched this whole passive income, even with the box truck. And I can't find one person that has box trucks with passively. Passive income is something that doesn't require any time. So let's say crypto or stock. You can put your money into, let's say, Amazon for a long-term investment and just let it grow over time. It's passive. There's no work associated with it. The work that's being associated with it.
It's working.
What's the work? I gotta
study the charts.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm into it too. if I put $100,000 into Amazon today for a 10-year investment, and I'm not going to look at it to 2035, would you consider that passive?
That's passive.
Why is it passive?
You don't have to physically work to go get it. It's capital that's working for you.
Okay. I don't have to
I
look
feel
at it.
like
I don't have to
anything.
touch it. The money is working for me instead of me working for the money. That's passive. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So with the Airbnb, there's work associated with it. With the box truck, there's work associated with it. With the cargo vans, there's work associated with it.
There's way more work in the trucking industry. Most definitely.
It's work. You even if you're not on the truck, you're connecting the dots. You're calling. You're looking for loads. You're looking for new business. That's work.
Yeah, that's
passive.
Why I say way more work in y'all. Well, I ain't gonna say y'all because I know you into other things also. But as far as the trucking go, it's way more overhead. It's way more work. So there's no. I don't see a passive way in with low overhead in trucking period, because I hear y'all the problems, the breakdowns, the low loads, the low rate per miles. It's a lot of costs. The high insurances. It's just through the roof.
But you saying, oh, this ain't for me, but you already done got 2 vans in a box truck.
I'm ready to go in. Like I told you, Mark, I'm a serial investor, man.
That's
I
fine,
ain't
but we
scared to
gotta get to
fail.
the we gotta get to the it ain't about failing. You know why you fail is because you don't know. We trying to get you to understand, bro. The other guy that was waiting in the back, he just hung up because I'm still talking to you. We got to try to get to the bottom of these cargo vans.
Mm-hmm.
So the rates you talking about, now that you understand that the rates that you thought in your head were the rates, and now you finding those aren't the rates. So now where we at with it?
Gotta go to the drawing board.
Because this
get the
guy's, I
formula.
know a guy, D Jenkins in here, he was just in the Discord talking about 85 cents a mile. He was loving it.
Yeah.
In a cargo van. Loving it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's $1.30 shit you talking about? I don't know, bro.
So honestly, like like I said, I've seen the papers and stuff what the miles they was getting, $1.25, $1.30 sometime. Realistically, you're saying that on average, to be realistic, 85 cent a mile. If you were in a Sprinter van, what's the lowest rate per mile you would take?
If I was in a Sprinter van, I wouldn't be OTR.
No OTR, local. And that's where my head is at. Local. I want to focus on local contracts. But
well, here's the thing. Is the reason why I would say local. I'm in Chicago. I don't have to go over the road. There's enough work here locally, contract wise, where I could suffice locally and be okay if I wanted to go that route.
Booming market.
Right. Mm-hmm. So if I were in your case, depending on what my cost would be. If I had my cost, understanding that the margins are very, very low, and let's say my operating cost was 45 cents a mile, would I take something 80 cents a mile? Absolutely. Would I take something 90 cents a mile? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I understand this is the landscape of the industry that I came into. So I don't expect too much. If I get or hit a home run one day, then thank you. It's a blessing. But I don't expect to, make these astronomical numbers because it just doesn't make sense. If the average dry van rate in trucking right now is $1.65, how the hell do I think I'm gonna get something somewhere near that in a cargo van? Like, I'm not finna sit up here and run off of hope like a lot of people do and be hopeful and shit. Because at the end of the day, there's a reason why majority of people that come into this business fail. And even if you study the sentiment of the industry now, all you hear is people complaining. So if a magnitude of people who are complaining, which those are they are a part of the people who at one point didn't do what was in their best interest, or coming in now not doing what's in their best interest because they complaining. And I believe as a business person, nothing is bad. Everything is either good or an opportunity, right? If you're complaining, that means you didn't set yourself up somewhere along the line, unless you just happen to run into some type of unforeseen incident that, you know, everybody runs into at times, where you just fell up on hard times, which happens, right? But if I'm running a cargo van and the dry van, the average dry van national rate right now is $1.65, give or take, well, what makes them think I'm in a cargo van I'm gonna get anywhere near that? So if that's 165, what do you think the average box truck rate is right now?
I've been seeing 170 a lot on
Bro, listen, if the national dry van for a semi truck is 165, you telling me that a box truck is 5 cents higher? No, it's
and
gonna be lower.
that's just watching. That's
No,
just for
it's
what I'm seeing.
I said 165, you said 170, give or take. That's the national dry van rate. They don't clock the box trucks. I got my own little formula. I know how to look at everything and formulate the rate. Even without formulating the rate, if you look at the national dry van rate, $1.65, $1.70 right now, you automatically know that for a box truck it's going to be lower, not higher. So now if you put that box truck right here under the national dry van rate for a semi, $1.65, $1.70, where do you think a cargo van comes in at?
Definitely under.
Come under
Holds
here.
much less.
So why do you think a cargo van is going to be up here? It's not.
Well, no, I never said it was gonna be up there. I'm just saying what I'm like. I watch. Really, it's only 3 channels I really tune into. You, Big Vic, and the Box Truck Couple. That's all I really like watch. Y'all got great content or whatever. But that's just off numbers I see from those two. And I come to your channel because I like how you keep it real, and I like to see you, shoot the shit and keep it real with what's going on. So that's what I'm really here for. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate look, nigga, uh get these realistic rates in your head, because it ain't what you think it is. So that's counter all those off each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like that's not Googleable, because you get so much misleading and wrong information. Everybody telling you this, somebody gonna tell you that, somebody gonna tell you that. But when you talk to people who really in it, or somebody who not gonna bullshit and fabricate it, I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Cause you got, I done made 32,000 this month in a box truck. I done did this. And then you go talk to somebody, they be like, man, I'm gonna keep it real. It's not. That's not what it is. So I appreciate that side of it.
Yeah. So yeah, I would, if I was you, you got to figure out what's going on with them cargo vans, big dog. Like, well, I know what's going on with them. I know what the issue is, but one, you don't know what your cost is. That's one. And two, what needs to be done for those vans to make money is not being done. You need to figure out, one, what your cost per mile is for those vans. And once you figure out what your cost is, now you know what you can push for, as far as, what you need to do for profit, and then you need to push. You can't just say, "Oh, well, I know what my worth is." No, I don't know.
Yeah, all as a creative network.
Value is what a person is willing to pay for something. And if the market says we only gonna pay this much right now, then that's
Right.
what it is. So you have to make sure, one, that you got your costs that you can compete in any market, because value is what a person is willing to pay for something, and you're competing in a market. Supply and demand. If a person, the market is dictating this is what we're gonna pay, then you can't say, oh, that don't fly in business.
Right, especially this business. Cause like the other things I'm into, it could work off what it's worth versus a market rate. Like say if I have an Airbnb, if my Airbnb aesthetically is more pleasing than half the Airbnbs on there and it's Instagrammable, the women are most likely to pay for it. Oh, I'd rather
But
pay for this.
but
We could
but
take
but
pictures,
but that's
you know.
that's that's based on a market too. You can't tell me you're making the same money off of Airbnb in 2025 that you was making in 2021 and 2022 or
I'm making
2023.
more. I'm making more.
You making more money. So more people are booking Airbnbs in 2025. Where
In
your
New Orleans,
Airbnbs at?
we're a high tourist city. New
You
Orleans
must
is
you must you must
one
be
of
off of you must be off of Canal and Clark. What's that
not
street? Is
5
that
minutes.
Clark Street or Canal? Right by the Harrows, right there somewhere. You right over there somewhere.
No,
That's the
no,
only
no,
way you
no.
making
Clark,
money.
no, Clark way on that's way by the cemeteries in City Park. Canal and
What,
Bourbon, and that's
Canal
the
and
area.
Bourbon. Right.
Yeah, there's no residential in that area. That's all
So you you
commercial.
you you got to be over there somewhere because, from my understanding, Airbnbs is
Nah, I'm
down.
five. I'm 5 minutes away. Nah, there's a way you could and it's a lot of people running them illegally. You don't even have to have a license for Airbnb. You just put in a number and it'll restart it, and you keep booking, keep booking. But that's what I'm saying. Like even with Airbnb, like if your house is top notch and you have it decked out and where people want either create content or whatever, and you put your price up there, there's people with Airbnbs for 180 a night. I'm charging
Appreciate that super
200,
chat.
300 a
I'm gonna
night.
get
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get
So
to
if
I'm
it's
gonna get to
aesthetic,
those super chats. Go ahead, I'm listening.
oh yeah, if it's aesthetically, and even like on Turo, I have an AMG GT63, I have a Porsche Panamera on there, I have a
Ah man,
truck, pickup truck.
you into all the I was gonna call them the scammer businesses. All the
It's not a
scammers go
scam.
into all the scammers do Airbnb and Turo.
It make money,
You
man.
you got you got a G63 on Turo.
Yeah, I'm charging 500 a day for that. Well, the average car, if you have a Honda or Hellcat, you paying 300. But since I got like got the Porsche, got the M6,
So
I charge more for those cars because they're scarce.
so so you telling me a person gonna come to New Orleans, rent an
Hmm.
Airbnb and rent a car? Like why? When I was in New Orleans, I just
No, no, no.
worked.
I'm not
I
saying the same person. That's two separate businesses. The
no,
people.
I get it, but I'm trying to
Mhm.
understand. Me, I don't like the whole because I heard Toro is bad right now. I heard Airbnb is horrible right now, and I heard Turo is horrible. So
Mm-mm.
you
If
telling me
they're
you
being bad, they shit raggedy. That's all I can tell
so
you. It's not
well
aesthetically
no they said
pleasing.
on a national scale because people just ain't ain't traveling like that and they not booking them. But they saying the Turo shit is trash right now. They said people ain't booking them cars like that no more.
Nah, man. And the thing with New Orleans, like far as Airbnb goes, we have events year round. We just had Super Bowl. We have French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest, Essence Fest. We have so much Mardi Gras. We have non-stop in summer here. So we have a lot of people traveling here. We have a lot of destination weddings here. It's booming here. If somebody tell you that, they ain't doing Airbnb right.
That's what
I'm
the
a super
news said. Well, I
nah the
mean,
news.
maybe maybe New Orleans, but they said on a national scale, the Airbnb is down. They said Toro is really down.
One unit, one Airbnb unit, I'm making 50 to 60,000 a year per unit.
These are
And I have four.
condos or these are the houses.
Nah, this duplex houses.
And don't nobody throw no parties or nothing in them and tear them up.
Nah, don't allow it.
What about the Turo?
Turo cool. It's like I charge so much for the car, even if it booked twice a day. On one booking, it paid a note. If it booked one day, the note is paid.
So I'm saying as far as the people who book them, like the YNs and shit. Like
Don't allow it. To even book my car, you have to put $1,000 deposit down. I have to see your license, but I don't care if they tear it up because Turo paid in 24 hours. And I had a guy wreck one of my cars in Florida. He drove it down to Florida. It wasn't one of my high end cars. It was I had a La Hyundai on there. He drove it. Somebody T-boned the side doors. Turo paid me out. They totaled the car, paid me out the next day. So I made the money off the car and got paid in full for the car. So it wasn't a loss.
so, but all this is free bands to you anyway. You said this is all free bands though.
It's free
That's what
band.
you said. You said free bands. So it
It's
ain't
free
costing.
band, bro.
So even the box
Look,
truck free because the box truck and the cargo van free bands too.
I got it with free bands.
Oh man, why are we having a conversation? That's why it don't matter to you. You
But
don't give
no,
a
no, no, no.
goddamn.
But that's why I'm
That's you
saying I
wasting my
really want
time.
to see. But look, what I'm saying is I can move from room to room when I'm conducting business. You know what I'm saying? I don't have all my eggs in one basket, which I know you understand that. But what I'm
I
saying
get it.
is getting into the box, I actually want to learn it and get into it because I want something to pass down to my son too. He graduating in 2 years. So I want something up and rolling where I could show him the ropes in a way also and knowledgeable but I won't come into it with realistic goals. I don't want to just be running around like the average nigga giving out false hope and false gain. I'm gonna make $30,000-$40,000 a month. No, that's why I like your content and I want to talk to you. Talk to me.
Bro, you can't you can't let listen. If you want to run the business the right way, like a real business, you got to get the free game mentality. You got to know when to turn it off. The free
Mm-hmm.
band mentality. When it comes to business, especially this trucking shit, you got to know what it's costing you because the margins are so small that you don't have that much margin for error. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that would be the main number one thing that I would tell you to focus on. Like all your costs, you need to know them and then calculate your cost per mile, so that can help you determine what you even with down purchasing a vehicle. Like and then with the pay, like those vans have to hit certain numbers in order for them to really be profitable. They have to roll, but you got to know what your cost is to help you determine the type of loads you should be going after. And that's where
Mm-hmm.
I think you dropping the ball at. Those two things. You're not driving enough and you don't know what your cost to know which loads to go after. And then you just duplicate that with the box truck.
Right.
The same formula you do with the cargo vans as far as determining your cost and knowing how to bid. Once you determine your cost on what loads, you just duplicate that with the box truck. And that's it. But you can't look at it like, well, man, this shit didn't cost me nothing, so it don't matter. That shit, no, it's not.
Yeah.
That's not how this shit
Yeah.
works, man.
I know that's an ignorant way to look at it, but it really ain't no but. I ain't gonna even give you a but. But I get you. I get you.
Yeah. So
I get you. And if anybody want anybody stuck in their box trucks or trying to find a way to get out the game, is a way you could get free bands out of that also. But I ain't gonna put that on
yeah, we can't do that because me personally, yeah, me personally, I don't like I don't like you don't feel bad, bro. Like that's somebody money, bro.
Nah, man. I'm gonna tell you why I don't feel bad, Mo. And I tell everybody this. Everything is a scam. Insurance, mortgage, state
Oh
taxes, the government
God.
scam, everything. There's no company in this world running. And I had this argument with my girl the other day. She same thing. Why do you have to do? I'm like, there's nothing in this world that runs a straight jacket, a clean jacket. No business. It's somewhere you cutting or you uh you know manipulating numbers or whatever. Whether you doing taxes, who's gonna be honest with their taxes earned? I'm gonna try to save money somewhere. Or when people buy houses, they have to sometimes manipulate the taxes to afford a certain amount of house. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if you in the medical industry, your doctor lying to you. Do they feel bad giving me the medicine?
But
No.
I'm speaking
We making
from
money.
I'm speaking like money could be in my account today, but gone tomorrow because a scammer done hacked. So what
No.
if? Go ahead.
Well, that's why the company reimburse you. That's why the banks have insurances. So you're not the person is not being hurt at the end of, but I don't do that. I don't do that no more. I'm out of that. My business is run so clean, I'm far away from that. But I'm saying, like, my real biggest breakthrough came from crypto. I made
Mm-hmm.
over $250,000 in crypto.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm heavy invested. I don't deal with stocks. That's too slow. Too slow. Crypto, I made 10,000% returns in a day. No business on earth does what crypto do.
I've done it
I don't
too.
play.
I've done it.
I don't play with stocks. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe.
So
I've
so
done it too.
that's why when I say even in that market, you ever heard of Voyager? I had like 40 something thousand in Voyager when they went bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Lost it all. I think they only paid me out maybe 8,000. I got back of it with the bankruptcy. But even in that, I feel like all that shit was a scam. Even with what's the other one that went down? I didn't have money in it.
FTX. FTX.
FTX. FTX. They were scamming the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Manipulating the market, and I feel like no business on earth is running a clean jacket. So I don't feel bad because I feel like, and it's the thing. I don't believe in karma. I feel like bad is gonna happen to everybody. Good is gonna happen to everybody. It's just life. You got to go through it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God. I don't believe in church, but I believe in God.
Okay. Well,
I don't believe in the man with the man seat, but I believe there's a higher being.
yeah. I believe in karma, bro. I believe
You
that.
believe in karma?
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
when
You
you
ever
do
did
something,
right?
huh?
You ever had a consecutive history of doing right?
Yeah, I try to live my life righteously.
And did bad still happen to you?
I don't get a lot of bad shit happen to me.
No, I'm just saying, did something bad happen to you? It could
Like
be a
bad,
car
like what?
breakdown. It could be whatever. Just a bad break.
I don't think a car breaking down is bad. Like when I think bad, I think,
Hmm.
you know, like you're gonna have deaths in the family. You're
That's
going
life.
to, have just unforeseen situations like you say you might get a flat tire, car breakdown, some shit like that. Those are just
Yeah.
things that are gonna happen. But karma, like if you do something to somebody, like you scam somebody, you crack
Hmm.
cards or whatever, you buy numbers, and you just happen to come across a batch, and you trying, and then that one that hit happens to be a lady who's working a 9 to 5, who's just making ends meet, and you wipe out her
Hmm.
account. She making ends meet. She may only have $150, $200 in her account to the next pay period, and that's just enough money for her to get back and forth to work and a few groceries, and you just take that from her, bro. Like there's
Nah,
gonna
but
be a
the way that
karma
don't
that
work
gonna
like
come
that, Mark.
behind that. Well,
It don't
but
work like
yeah,
that, Mark.
well, what you mean? What you mean it don't
It
work
don't
like
work
that?
like that. The bank
As far as
reimburse
what?
you. They reimburse you your money temporarily until they figure what happens, and once they find
But
out it was really fraud, they let you keep the money. But they don't.
but
Your
see,
money is not just gone from your account.
we not. But that's not what we talking about. When you take that money, because I know what it's
Hmm.
like. I've seen shit come up on my bank statement. I just
Hmm.
recently had something. I seen
Hmm.
some transactions that I didn't do from some weird internet companies for 10 cent, 20 cent, two
Hmm.
cent. It was like maybe 8 or 9 of them. But I'm
Hmm.
smart enough to know they tested my account before they come snatch the big shit. So I was
Right.
quick to
Swiping on the
call the
vending machine, bag
right,
of chips.
right. I was quick to call the bank, say shut this shit down. They finna come take me. Get this shit up,
Yeah.
shut me down. But there's still an
Yeah.
inconvenience because now my account is
Yeah.
shut down. I have to wait for a new card to come in the mail, and that account is fucked up for about 7 days. But here's the point: we're not talking about the bank replacing the money. We're talking about the karma. You don't
Hmm.
think that something bad is going to come because you're tampering, and that could be, listen, you could hit that person's account at 8 o'clock at night and they don't
Hmm.
realize it until they get to Walmart to go buy some Pampers or some shit and they card coming up decline. They can't
Hmm.
take care of that until the next morning. It's still an inconvenience. You don't think it's no
Hmm.
karma going to become, God ain't going to punish you for that?
I was punished before the bad. See, that's why I say I don't believe in karma. Even when I was walking a straight line, I had bad things happen. You know what I'm saying? But that's like 2007, 2010 ish. That call game is not like that no more. I don't even think you could do credit card fraud like that no more. Like it's not popular like it was. I'm saying
How
that
old
was
are
back
you?
then.
You about 40 what? You 40 what?
No, I'm 38.
You 38.
Yeah,
So you don't, okay, you don't got no
might well
I
might well sit
I
there.
I yeah, I it's certain things that I just feel like, man, you gonna have some karma. I just believe in karma.
But
I
that but
believe
that's
when you do some things, it's gonna happen to you. I believe
but
that.
that's why I say like I feel like the worst that happened to me before I even veered off into that. Like I had a lot of bad breaks and bad things happen. So that's why I say even when I wasn't doing those type of things, I still had bad happen. You know what I'm saying? So
We all had
it's
bad.
like,
I've had bad. I've been set up before. I had shot at, stabbed,
yeah,
all type of shit.
yeah,
You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? So, but
yeah. And that's why I say life gonna happen. I just figured life gonna happen regardless.
right,
I
that's
don't
life. But but but
yeah.
but but sometimes those things that you think is bad is really learning lessons. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
I
And
appreciate it. Yeah.
then you live to see it through. It's a lot of stuff that happened. A lot of my shit that happened in my 20s, my early
Hmm.
to mid
Hmm.
20s. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But that was me. I don't want to say being naive, but just running the street, just out. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Learning lessons on how to determine who's friends and who's not, or who's here just for the moment. You see what I'm saying? Being in places that I necessarily probably shouldn't have been, being associated with people and shit that I probably shouldn't have been associated with. Uh, and that's where a lot of the I would think bad shit that I went through that a lot of people in their 20s go through. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
if I wouldn't have not been outside as much as I was and not been associated with certain people and certain things like I was, a lot of that shit wouldn't have happened, bro. So
It's our environment though, Mark. You know, you Chicago, I'm in New Orleans, we almost one and the same. It's environment, bro.
it's your environment, but you still have to take accountability
For sure.
as well. You see what I'm saying? As an older man looking back, I can
Hmm.
say that it's some things that I should have saw that I was naive, uh,
Hmm.
that I just didn't see. You dig what I'm saying? So,
That come with growth.
eh,
So you can't really,
eh,
you was growing.
right. But that's what I'm saying. I learned as well that you treat people the way you want to be treated. Like me, like I don't know. I have a like with that scamming shit, bro. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it, bro. I'm just not a fan of it, bro, because I feel like it's a
Really street at this age, which I told you that was back then, younger 20s
mhm,
era. Is a lot street shit in general I'm not a fan of. You know, I got successful businesses now. Looking back now, I'm
mhm,
just saying as when I say it's free bands, all of the money I invested in real estate, whatever the businesses I run, they're running, fluently right now. I'm not in that world anymore. But looking, I'm 38 years old. I'm well off. You know what I'm saying? But back then, as a youngin, I'm a I'm a quarter line Andre 3000 said. He said, you could tell a young boy that selling's a sin. But why would you say it if you can't offer another way to win? Like you don't have nothing to offer. Coming from where we from, it was less opportunities. We didn't have the knowledge we have now to get on YouTube and look up information. And it's like now, if you're ignorant now, you're ignorant because you want to be ignorant. Back then, I didn't even know what YouTube was. We didn't, we wasn't picking up no books as YNs in our
Right.
20s. We wanted to run parties. So I feel like with growth and the knowledge that's out there now, we could look back now and be like, man, if you want to be in that world, you ignorant, you want to be there because there's too much information and ways to make money and information that wasn't available to us back then. We have access to it now. You could like the other day, I asked Chat GPT about the DBE. It literally broke down every single step of how to get it and how to get into it. Because I'm like, I want further into city contracts and state contracts, government contracts. I'm like, break it down. I didn't know what a DBE was. I had a contract with the Super Bowl and I lost it because I wasn't DBE. I didn't have my taxes right because I had a situation where I couldn't file taxes for 4 years. I had a workers' comp case going on. I was a rail technician for 13 years, and I couldn't file taxes. So that situation, me learning about the DBE, I'm like, oh, all right, so that's what it is. Let me go research ChatGPT. How do I obtain a DBE? Step by step website, documents you need. Would you like me to do this? Would you like me to show you this? Like, if you don't want to research, and that's why when you tell people that come on here, bro, this stuff is Googleable. Why you asking me this? It's like you're not doing the due diligence to find out for yourself, and you just want it handed out to you. Go
Right.
research. It's out there. It's out there, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not in that world no more, Mo. Like that's
Okay.
I took the money and I did right with it. I didn't go buy all the dumb shit. I bought some dumb shit, but I invested my money smart. You know what I'm saying? A lot of crypto, a lot of real estate. I own multiple properties and stuff like that. So, you know, but yeah, I'm not upholding that right now. The scam world. Cause it don't work like that no more. Too much stuff goes straight to your phone. You hit somebody card, it's coming straight to the thing. You could dispute it so fast, and it's just you'll get caught. On the second swipe, you go to one store, the next store it'll be stolen.
Okay.
So it don't work the same way no more.
All right. All right.
But yeah, listen, I appreciate you though, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Keep
Yes, sir.
keep bringing the raw, straight, real, and just like you told me, get that shit out your mind of this $1.30. Let me go to the drawing board. Let me study, and yeah, one
I
hundred
appreciate the
percent.
I appreciate the conversation, man. It was a good conversation.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be tuned in.
All right, bro. Be
All right,
safe.
I'll be back with my story in a couple of months.
All right, bet. All right, boy. Be
All
safe.
right, brother.
All right, yep. Yep. All right, it was one more person. I know you was in the back for a while holding on, but if you still here, I'll give you a chance to come up. I remember what your name was, so I see you pop up. I'll make you priority before somebody else come up. So I forgot, was it night something? Something, I forgot. Whoever that was, I saw you just hang up. You can come back up, and I'll take you and then, what time is it? Damn, it's almost 11. Yeah, I'll make you my last person before I get out of here. We got 172 likes. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Let me get these super chats out the way while we waiting for Buddy to come back. Shout out to who was that? Doc says when calculating your variable monthly cost, it's okay to do an average of 4 months of each variable. If I was you, I'd do it either weekly or monthly. All right. And then Box Truck Buddha says operating cost is key. Operating cost is definitely key. It's definitely key. Appreciate those super chats.
Sweet.
All right. It was one more person that was in the back. He was sitting back there for a minute too. I feel kind of bad. I forget his name. Was it OC or OG or something? Whoever that was, if you're watching, that link is still pinned to the top of the chat. I'll drop it here again. I'll take you as my last person. And if you don't call up real quick, then whoever call up, that's who we'll take as the last person before I get up out of here. Yeah. Let me put some call in link. Boom. 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 Link pinned to the top of the chat, and it's at the bottom. All right. Take one more. Appreciate everybody that called up. We're going to take one more before we get out of here. I'm going to get that person that was in the back holding on a chance to call up if they still watching. Do 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 do. I thought I saw Kirk in here too. Shout out to Kirk. I think I saw him in here earlier. Shout out to Kirk. Shout out to Jink. Who else we got in here? I seen something. What's up, Mark? This is Daniel. Which Daniel is this? Which Daniel is this? Just checking. Where you go? Appreciate your video. Much, much helpful. All right, shout out to you, Daniel. Is this Daniel, Millionaire McQueen Daniel? I know they ain't Millionaire McQueen Daniel. This gotta be a different Daniel. I know Millionaire McQueen ain't got no, what's that, a scat pack or something? I know Millionaire McQueen ain't got a scatty pack. Yeah, it was Kirk. Shout out to Kirk in the building. See a few new people in here I ain't seen in a while. What's going on in the chat? Is this Dave? I seen Dave in one of the last two live streams write some things that I'm disappointed, but we ain't said nothing. We just ignored it. I saw Dave put something in the chat. One of the last two live streams. Very disappointing. Very disappointing, but it's cool. I'm older, so I learned how to tune out things from young adolescents that just still have a lot of growing up to do. Yeah, we're going to let it rock, though. We're going to let it rock. We saw it. It is what it is. It is. Silly young people stuff. You dig? I really want to know who that was in the back, because they held on for so long, bro. I want to give them an opportunity to come up before I end it. I don't know if this was the person, but we just gonna make this the last person of the night. We're gonna make this the last person of the night. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. What's going on? Yo. Oh, geez. Yo. Yo,
What's going on, man? Hold on, I'm fixing my mic, man. Hold on.
yeah. I'm gonna mute you while you get that together. All right, that's better. I don't know what happened to him. We give him a chance to call back up. Whoever called up, it's the last person. First come, first serve. You dig? All right, we're gonna give him a chance, or whoever a chance to call back up. Take that one last person. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on all notifications. Hit the like button. Yes, this is season 3, episode 1. Let's see if Buddy gonna call back in and take this last call before we get up out of here. You dig? Shout out to all the MGMs. Shout out to the moderators. Appreciate the moderators. Shout out to the MGMs. Give Buddy one more few little seconds to call back in. Nah, we gonna get out of here. Make me something to eat. Hey, whoever that was that just called up, that was getting their mic together, I'm gonna give you a few minutes, about a minute or so to call back up if you still want to rock out. If not, then I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle. I saw you said that about yesterday on yesterday's video as far as updates. I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why you never see any updates for a lot of the previous people that called in is because majority of them failed. The people who don't fail are the people that you see call in often, or they'll call in more than once. So you've seen like 2 of those moving guys call in. The one from, I think he's in Massachusetts, he's called in like 3 times. You seen the guy from Chicago with the box truck business, and he hired, I think his name was forget his name, Dante, I think. He called in 3 or 4 times. You got the other young guy from Chicago that's trying to start the moving company. He called in 3 times. The people who are still out here that call in multiple times are the guys that you see call in multiple times. Those guys, they do their own updates. The guys that you don't see that have these horrible stories that disappear, it's because they failed. Like all your classic call-in participants that you see in some of these clips from last year or the year before last, they failed. You know, they're out the business. once a person fails, they no longer consume this content anymore. So that's the reality of it. They failed. So I think Tracy Jones, he failed. He didn't come back on the show, but he updated in the comment of his video that he didn't make it. That's the reality. They failed. So finding a person to discuss their failure, not something that a lot of people are gonna want to talk about. So you said I need to do a show with Mr. Jones. I haven't seen Mr. Jones in a while. Mr. Jones, if you're watching, you need to call in one day. People have been asking about you. Man, I'm sleepy, bro. I haven't. Man, Beyonce been in town for the past 3-4 days. My chick went Thursday night, and it got rained out. I ain't had a good night's sleep, really. What have I? But that night, Thursday, when she went, man, that was. I didn't even go, and I'm tired from that shit. Just having to deal with her, getting ready to. Man, shit. This the last night Beyonce in town. I'll be glad. Shit, I don't know why I need to get me some sleep. Martin Nuggets lost in that they're eliminated. Yeah, I heard. So I lost my money. It's cool. I ain't really worried about it. Yeah, I ain't worried about it. Oh man. It's cool. All right. I guess Buddy ain't gonna call back. If you didn't get a chance to call up and you was waiting, I apologize. Maybe next time, maybe next week or the week after next. Maybe 2 weeks. What's calendar? Is next week Memorial Day weekend? Is next week Memorial Day weekend? What's today? Yeah. So next Sunday is Memorial Day weekend, so I probably won't do a show next Sunday. But I'll probably be at somebody's rooftop next Sunday night, kicking it. You did what I'm saying, bringing in Memorial Day. So next Sunday probably won't be no show. So we probably be back June 1st for a call-in show. You dig? Ty said he's coming. What, you coming up? You finna call up? You finna call up? What are you talking about? Excuse me. Ty said he's calling up. Oh, you coming to the rooftop? Oh, okay. Well, make sure you introduce yourself. If you see me, just don't run up on me like you crazy. Say, hey man, it's Ty from the chat. Ty, say this Ty Trillis TV from the chat from Cleveland. I know who you is. Just don't run up on me tweaking. You feel me? Don't run up on me tweaking. You dig what I'm saying? Make sure you introduce yourself. Say, I'm Ty Trillist from the chat and from the Discord. I'm B-Rax from the Discord, so I know who you is. You said it was a nightmare. So this is how I do it. I live right by Soldier Field, so she got ready. Her and her girl dropped off. Obviously, she could walk, take the tunnel off at 18th Street, go under the bridge. Right, a lot of walking. And I told her it would be a lot of walking, but she was hard headed. She thought the Uber Black was going to just drop her right off at the goddamn gate. And I said, that's not the case. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to go in from 18th Street and go under the tunnel, under Lakeshore Drive, and cause you're going to be walking. Of course, she had a cowboy boots on for Cowboy Carter. And a cowboy hat. She looked good. She looked, Lord have mercy. She was looking good, but she had to do a lot of walking. And it got rained, and that didn't affect because the news had said that it got pushed back, so didn't get there at 7. But because it got pushed back, it didn't end until late. But she called for me to pick her up. I picked her up at like 12:20, and the concert was still going on. So she said it was boring. When she was FaceTiming me in there, it seemed like everybody was sitting down. It didn't seem like people were turned up. I don't know if they were, out of the hype had died down because of that rain that had happened early, because it was torrential rain with hail. But they left early. They left about 12:15. She said it was $1,200 wasted. So my concert going days are over with. I think that was her last concert too. So she said that was her last concert. So, but yeah, she's here tonight. Tonight is her last night. She's been here since Thursday. So my chick went Thursday, got it out the way. So Thursday was a hectic day for me. You said country and western music? Nah. She got an album, Cowboy Carter. That was kind of like a country type of thing. But when I was on FaceTime with her, she was doing old songs too. She thinks she did I Need a Soldier. She was doing a lot of her hits. I think that she's torn for this album, but she was doing old songs too. Yeah. So it didn't seem like the audience was too turned up, but I don't know. Yeah. But yep. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Yeah, they said it was going to be a dust storm. I didn't see no dust. I think it hit the rural areas outside of the city. Can't no dust storm form here. I don't see how it would have formed. I did see it on the news that it formed in some of the rural areas, but I did get the notification earlier that day to my phone that it was a dust storm, but it never came. We just got the rain and the hail. So, yep, we got the rain and the hail. So, yep, it was raining pretty bad. It was hailing. So, yep. I didn't see the dust storm. Roger said, didn't she win a country music award? I'm not sure. I don't keep up. I'm not a Beyonce stan, so I don't know. Yep. But all right, appreciate everybody. Probably see you in a couple weeks for the call-in show. All right, till next time. Peace.